Recently, I did a poll on Telegram where I asked all of you, should I do a new series where I critique my viewers' credit card strategy? And the reason for starting this series is because I've also received many DMs asking me about their own personal credit card strategy, whether it is viable or not. So I felt that it is time for me to step out and create some engagement for my community. But really, if you want the first-hand answers, right, you're just going to ask in my Telegram group of over 16,000 people first. You'll get the first-hand answers at almost instantaneous time. Don't wait for my video. Video take very long to make. Anyway, this series will be called 5C. You know what it's called 5C? It's called Credit Card Consultation by Chong. You all know the 5C, right? Something like cash, credit card, condo, or whatever. So now the new 5C is this lah, the 5C podcast. Okay, cannot call it podcast because it's not a regular thing. As and when I get this request, then I will make a video to answer it. Anyway, if you want your questions answered, it's completely free. Tips are not required. All you have to do is to just go to my Ko-fi link right here and then order it. There will be a Google form that you have to fill up, your details and all that stuff. And don't worry, no need to pay money. Tips are also not required unless you really want to. My only request is that you click on this Interactive Brokers link to check out Interactive Brokers lah, because you all know that Interactive Brokers is one of the best brokers with the best exchange rates. Plus, you can use it to dollar cost average and also buy in London Stock Exchange stocks. So at least go and check out Interactive Brokers. It will help out my channel as well. Okay, for our very first episode, we have Mr. R, who is in his 40s. And his full-time job is a recruiter in a recruitment agency. So he's a full-time employee. Salary range between 2.5k to 3.5k depending on commission. Financial literacy is very limited, only use debit cards and basic savings account. He has money set aside for dividends, so I'm guessing he invested in some of these dividend stocks. So far, okay. Current situation is that he has some existing accounts like UOB One account and previously used DBS savings accounts. Credit card usage, no previous credit card experience, only use debit cards. So I think it's always good to make a transition from debit cards to credit cards. And I last year already made this video why you should not use debit cards. You all can go and check it out. But the main gist is that credit cards are more secured than debit cards, even though you think that you won't spend so much. Financial goals, looking for optimal ways to spend after exceeding $500 threshold on UOB One account. Prefers to hold a minimal number of credit cards, which is a lot of you, right? You all just step into the world of credit card, don't know what to apply, also don't feel like applying too much. Okay, so someone has similar situation as you all. Family and lifestyle, main breadwinner, responsible for household expenses including bills, groceries, dining out, and occasional larger purchases. Planning to have a kid, bracket potential IVF treatment. The wife financial situation is currently poor financial management, savings less than 5k and earning 2.5k monthly. So it gets kind of tricky, right? Because as a married couple, you're supposed to share finances, but apparently this family, the main financial responsibilities fall on the husband, which is going to make it a little bit more difficult because now you're surviving on one person's income. But anyway, I'm not here to comment on family finance. I'm here to comment on credit card strategy. So let's focus the question, right? So you see, potential credit card options, he's looking at 50 Premium Miles, DBS Altitude, OCBC 90N, DBS Women's World Card, UOB KrisFlyer, UOB Preview Miles. So fundamentally, he's looking at chasing miles, build more miles, and then maybe can fly business class one day. Financial management goals-wise, seeking ways to maximize the use of funds beyond the $500 UOB One account limit. Interested in generating interest through UOB One account, currently at 100k tier, working towards 150,000 tier. And currently unable to hit the 100k requirement for OCBC 360 and concerned about potential rate cuts. I think one good thing is that at least you have $100,000 of savings up, because you may have heard of people living paycheck to paycheck. So $100,000 is a lot of savings in cash. Of course, whether $100,000 cash savings is too much where you need to deploy in other assets, that's a topic for another day, not for 5C. Spending analysis, so daily spend at Food Junction, Kopitiam, all the bakery stuff, then monthly. Take Grab occasionally, food delivery, dining at restaurants 2 to 3 times a month, groceries, online shopping on platforms like Shopee or Lazada, and also visit to JB Malaysia for dining and family visits. So very typical household lah, all the things that you can think of. The preference is to avoid multiple credit cards due to high annual fees of $198 per card and the inability to spend 10k annually. I think I know where the 10k number comes from because OCBC requires you to spend 10k annually to waive the annual fee. For the rest of the banks, especially for those entry-level credit cards, you really don't need to worry about annual fees on. Last year, I did an episode on why I don't pay annual fees on credit card, so you should go and watch it. The main thing is that you can always call in the bank to waive it. And if they don't waive, then you just cancel the card lah, apply next time when you want it again. But the key consideration here is the future plans, right? Planning for a baby, which may restrict travel in the next 2 to 3 years. I think it's more on the finances and taking care of a newborn child, which you will have a lot of financial responsibilities, and at the same time, you cannot really bring a baby and travel. Then there's also a concern on miles versus cashback. Uncertainty if miles are the best fit given the limitation on benefits for purchases over $1,000 and potential non-travel period. Okay, some additional information. Seeking advice from friends who don't use miles card, looking for a card that aligns with daily lifestyle benefits and occasional high-value purchases. So Mr. R told me that his circle of friends don't really look at credit card rewards, which is quite common for a lot of you, right? You all are the only xiao kia looking at all these credit card videos and looking how to maximize the benefit. Like me, the xiao kia. I want to tell you that it's okay. At least we have this community. That's why we come and help each other. So you won't feel so lonely in chasing all these rewards. And then he's interested in once in a lifetime business class experience for wife and considering OCBC 90N due to situation but unsure whether it's the best fit because it's really new to the miles game and also lack of friends experience with them. Okay, let's move on. Questions and clarification needed. Number 1, is a miles card the best option given the spending pattern and potential travel restrictions? Number 2, would a cashback card provide more immediate benefits for daily expenses and savings? Number 3, what card options will maximize benefits without the need for high annual spending or multiple card fees? And number 4, considering the possibility of high value purchases, example air tickets over $1,500, which card offers the best value without significant limitations? So you see, this whole context given by Mr. R has a lot of things to consider. I took quite some time to write out this script. So here is my crazy 5C opinion as someone who has been dabbling with credit cards since 2017. Firstly, I want to commend you that you are a really good husband. Even though you are the main breadwinner of the family, you provide for them. And knowing that a 3K monthly salary is not really high, plus your wife have poor financial habits, you still want to pamper your wife. So that is good on you. My only recommendation is don't overstretch yourself to fit the credit card spending criteria because 3K range for 2 people is really a little challenging. But if we were to include the wife's income of 2.5K per month, right, you are looking at a good household income of 5 to 6K, which is what fresh grads are generally getting for 2 people. And are there people who started families at 5 to 6K combined income? Yes, because it really depends on how you're raising your kids, right? Are you going to send them to multiple enrichment classes, all that costs a lot of money? I guess it's better to find a balance between frugality and having first-time experience. Like you said, maybe your first-time experience of flying business class is very important to you, and I get it. But at the same time, don't have to overstretch your finances. But at least you have $100,000 of savings, so that's some good financial security for you. Now, in my 5C series, right, I also want to cover 5 different credit card stages, which are the following: ignorance, minimalist, essential, comfortable, and luxury. So luxury, you all know, can spend on any kind of luxury travel one. Then ignorance is like you completely don't even know such thing exists. I'll probably put Mr. R in the essential stage where he already know of some card benefits and already have a significant cash savings to back up anything for emergency. But I guess if you're providing for 2 people, and especially on a 3K plus salary without the contribution from your wife, it's going to be a very big stretch. Because like Mr. R said, his wife has poor financial management, so I really don't recommend the wife to get a credit card. Otherwise, it will put them in a very bad financial shape, At least Mr. R can control. The wife, I don't know I got no context. Also, he said that he's a credit card beginner, so I will not recommend holding too many cards. And then from what he provided, he said that he minimally can hit $500. So $500 is just nice for the UOB One account spending criteria. So I don't think he has an issue with that. But if I understood correctly, I think he was spending on the UOB One debit card instead of the credit card because he's new to credit cards, right? So now, from the debit card, you switch to a UOB One credit card, hit the $500 first. Then this UOB One card can get up to 10% for McDonald's, Shopee, Grab, Dairy Farm, all these kind of daily lifestyle merchants. Quite good. And then for your other spend like physical retail, or you want to go dining, at least you can get 3.33%. This is based on the card minimalist approach. And it's the path of least confusion because this person really do not want to hold so many credit cards. So don't come and tell me got multiple credit card strategy. I so no one. Okay, then regarding the miles accumulation, here's what I have to say, right? You have to really focus on winning the big battles rather than small victories on your daily lifestyle spend. Those people who can earn a lot of miles from their daily lifestyle spend because they can hit consistent monthly spend and above like $1,000 per month. That's why they can accumulate miles so fast. For new users to the miles game, you all may not even know the terms and conditions, then you all will get marked up by the bank. So the way to really build up more miles is winning the big battles like sign up bonuses from banks and big ticket items. Like you're spending on a wedding, you're spending on a renovation, and then there are some spend criteria for you to hit in order to get the very huge miles rewards. For example, if we look at the current offer, Standard Chartered Journey by SingSaver is offering 45,000 miles, But of course, the caveat is that you have to pay the $196 of annual fee, plus you have to hit a minimum spend of $3,000. So it's really valid for those people who have big ticket spending coming up. Especially when you mention that you are buying air tickets, right? Costing like $1,000 over per pax. And given that you also have the concern of whether credit cards have enough rewards cap for you to hit over $1,000 of air ticket spending, then that's where the welcome bonus will come in, especially for Standard Chartered Journey. Then if you're asking me whether the fee paying or fee waiver is worth it, I say the fee paying is more worth it. You get additional 20,000 miles by paying $196, and I can do that calculation for you. Just take $196.20 divided by 20,000 miles, and you'll get less than 1 cent per mile. That's the cost, So for Mr. R, I felt that if you want to go simple, just go with the UOB One credit card. Hit your daily lifestyle. Optimally, you can hit more than $500 tier. And then for the rest of the spending, if you want to accumulate a lot of miles, look at sign-up bonuses, especially from cards like Standard Chartered Journey. 45,000 miles is very close to one-way business class for Japan already. Don't go into the nitty-gritty lifestyle thing like City Rewards, Amaze, UOB Preferred Platinum, daily lifestyle spend. You'll get confused with all the terms and conditions. That one you get more advanced, then you go and use. But on and off, if you want to travel to nearer destinations, like you can take budget or economy flights, then you want to earn air miles, right? Then you can look at UOB Ladies Card, Select Travel, or DBS Women's World Card. These two cards will get you 4 miles per dollar for travel. And usually to accumulate miles for 2 people is quite hard on one account. So gather your wife's name, very important. Don't give her the card if she has poor financial management. You manage for her. Then now you have 2 Standard Chartered Journey offer that can get you total of 90,000 miles. But make sure you can hit the minimum spend. $3,000 quite a lot. And anyway, this is my amateur 5C opinion. Viewers, what do you think? How can we help Mr. R to better his credit card strategy, especially for his family? Very nice guy, right? Main breadwinner, still want to pamper wife with business class. I think we should all support him, but don't overstretch your finance, very important. Which brings me to this question. If you are new to credit cards and you want to get started on miles, you really don't know how to value miles, you all need some education. This is why I created this video last year, where it will really help you how to value a mile and whether it is right for you.